What's up, guys? Doomwake here, and welcome back to some Pioneer content. I know this might look a little bit different than what you're used to, but don't fear! Bloomburrow is here, and for those of you who did not catch the recent YouTube video that I put out regarding Bloomburrow decks that I'm interested in for Pioneer, this is one that I'm kind of the highest on right now. And I am very, very, very excited to play this league, and I cannot wait to show you guys the matches. Let's talk about kind of what this deck is trying to do. So the card you see on your screen, Lumra, Bellow of the Wood, a 6-mana, Vigilance Reach, star, power toughness equal to the number of lands you control. When it ETBs, I'm going to say ETBs and not enters, mill 4 cards, then return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So you have a lot of sort of redundancy on returning lands from your graveyard. For people who have seen the standard version of this deck, it's very, very similar to that. You'll even notice in the mana base, we have a lot of the Cabaretti fetch lands. So Riveteers Overlook, Storefront, Theater, Courtyard, Hideout, a lot of those fetch lands. So we have Aftermath Analyst and Lumra to return our fetch lands from the graveyard to the battlefield. Spelunking to make them come into play untapped. Lotus Cobra and Nissa to generate mana when fetch lands enter the battlefield. Cobra is an upgrade that the standard versions didn't get to play, so when we're porting that over to Pioneer, Cobra is a huge upgrade. And then you have ways to kind of put additional lands into play in the form of Arboreal Grazer. You have ways to find your combo pieces like Pillage the Bog, Pitiless Carnage. Now, you might be asking yourself, where's the win condition? We're putting all these lands into play, but what are we actually doing with them? Enter Iridescent Vinelasher. This card is fantastic. Another card from Bloomburrow. Single black mana for a 1/2. It has the Offspring ability, which means that when you cast this spell, you can pay the Offspring cost to make a 1/1 copy of this creature, so you get 2 copies of it. And Landfall, whenever a land enters the battle ETBs, this creature deals 1 damage to target opponent. Basically, we've really never had this type of effect before. There was this card, which I'm going to show you, but don't laugh at me because it's really bad. And I've tried to build decks with this card before, but I realized that it's terrible. Retreat Gahagra, which is kind of like sort of a 3-mana version of Vinelasher, but Vinelasher is 3 mana and is just 2 copies of Retreat Gahagra, so it's obviously significantly worse. So we really never had this kind of like cheap, efficient way to kill people with this landfall deck, and now we do. The other card that the Pioneer deck gets that Standard doesn't is Scapeshift, which is a huge part of the deck, because let's assume for the sake of argument, you have nothing in the first 2 turns. You play Offspring Vinelasher on turn 3, right? Then turn 4, you play your 4th land that deals your opponent 2 damage. You cast the card Scapeshift, sacrificing all 4 of your lands. You get 4 Cabaretti fetch lands. Each of those fetch lands deals 2. That's 8. Those fetch lands, when they die, they each deal 2 more. That's 16, plus the initial 2. That's 18 damage on turn 3, even if you have nothing else, just Vinelasher Scapeshift. Now, obviously, they're probably going to kill one of your Vinelashers. There's a lot of removal in Pioneer. I got that part. But that's kind of where the other angle of the deck is. Like, it's just kind of crazy that you can do that on 2 cards and nothing else and almost kill your opponent on turn 4 with just those 2 cards. The other thing that's kind of cool about Pitiless Carnage, which you may have seen in the standard versions, is you can plot it, and then the next turn, float mana, sack lands to Pitiless Carnage, then get them all back with either Lumra or Analyst. One thing to keep in mind is sometimes when you have Lumra, you don't necessarily want to sacrifice all of your lands, because then when the Lumra enters the battlefield, it'll die. Now, typically, if your opponent's dying that turn, probably not that big of a deal, but just something to keep in mind. Now, one thing, if you watch the YouTube video where I discussed this deck, you'll notice that the mana base is slightly different, and there's a reason for that. We're playing 1 copy of Port of Karfell, 1 copy of Lotus Field, and 1 copy of Festering Gulch. Basically, what ends up happening is sort of this combo kill that involved Scapeshift plus Spelunking. So the idea is if you have Spelunking and you cast Scapeshift, what ends up happening is you go get Festering Gulch. I think you need 5 or 6 lands in play. But you get Festering Gulch, Lotus Field, Port of Karfell. You have an Analyst in play, so I guess it still requires an Analyst too. Because what ends up happening is the Port, the Lotus Field, they all enter the battlefield untapped because of Spelunking. You use Port to copy Analyst, then float a bunch of mana, sacrifice the copied Analyst to get back the Port and the Lotus Field, and basically rinse repeat. Now, it requires a ton of mana, right? You need 3, 4, 5, 6 for the Port, plus the activation, that's 7. and then 4 for the Aftermath Analyst, but if you have a Nissa or a Cobra. So it does require a lot more pieces, but it doesn't require the Vinelasher. So I don't know if it's actually worth it, but the idea is you basically just loop Festering Gulch a bunch and deal your opponent damage without needing the Vinelasher. Now, because it is kind of like a 7-card combo anyways, maybe not worth it, but just something that I wanted to try out to give my Scapeshift a little bit more value. And then just wanted to touch on the sideboard very briefly here, which is still a work in progress. Thoughtseize here for the combo decks, Fatal Push for mostly Amalia, Sheoldred and Elder Gargaroth is kind of like your plan B, where if people board in a lot of graveyard hate against you, you can kind of lean more in on these expensive creatures that don't rely on the graveyard. Pick your poison good against vampires, and then an Assassin's Trophy just kind of as a catch-all answer. With all of that said, this is probably the deck that I am the most excited for, so I have some pretty high hopes going into this, but I will see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. Okay, the same works. Opponent has revealed a Urian. All of the arena viewers, the arena stands are going to experience what Magic Online is like firsthand. Welcome. Welcome to the dark side. The server's down. Oh, they just shut it down completely. I wasn't sure if they were going to. Not blue-black control? Yeah, but it's blue-white control, so is it any different? Not really. Can't look at graveyard, sideboarding is cooked. I was watching Croakies, and I saw that Croakies was like trying to sideboard, and then he sideboarded, but then the next game he was like pre-boarded from the same sideboarding from the previous game. Was definitely interesting. Not exactly sure what's going on there. Alright, we'll eventually run them out of counter spells. Eventually, I say. Eventually. I can't tell you exactly when we're going to run them out of counters, but... Oh. What's that doing over there? It's a restoration. What? Why is that in our opponent's deck? Okay, so... let's go... here. Here. Make black. And then this gets a forest. A green. Okay, so now the question is... do we kick Vinelasher or do we play Analyst? I think we play the Analyst. And then we can kill them next turn if they don't have a Wrath. Well, the reason I want to kick the Vinelasher is because if they Wrath these two, I think my follow-up of kick Vinelasher into Lumra is better. As opposed to having Analyst plus Lumra left over. Okay, well, I mean, if they're just going to do that, then you would plot there. I guess maybe I could see plotting. Okay, the Gulch has been spotted. I don't have enough mana to kick, right? Because kick leaves me only with 3 left over. So I guess we just cast this for 1? I mean, it probably doesn't matter, right? They're very likely going to die this turn. Okay, so let's go here. I'm also not going to play the Gulch yet because we might draw a fetch land off of the Pitiless Carnage. So this is going to give us, what, 7 mana? Which I guess, notably, is not that much mana. Green, green, black. We did find Analyst, though, which is cool. And I guess we have the 8th mana off of Gulch. This gets this. Green. Do that, and then this gets another swamp, and then this gets forest. So, black. And this gets forest. Okay, so now what do we do? Green. I have 7 mana, and I could play Festering Gulch to get an 8th mana. I mean, I should probably just cast Lumra, right? If they have a counterspell, they have a counterspell. They definitely could have No Moralize here. Okay, they don't have No Moralize. That's nice. What's up, Eccles? We did not mill any lands off of that, which is kind of unfortunate. But they're going to 6, 5, 4. I think I'm going to be 1 damage. Oh, no, because the Analyst kills them, right? Yeah, the Analyst just kills them. No standard today, but maybe standard later this week. Green. This. Black. This. Go here. Green. So now I have 8 mana. 8, 9 mana? Alright, this is just lethal, right? Because the Analyst gets back 3 fetch lands, which puts them to 3, and then they die to the Nissa. I guess it could also get back more lands. Can still play a land too. Yeah, we can still play the Gulch from hand. Green. Green. Black. I don't think we have any fetchables left, right? Yeah, no fetchables left, but it doesn't really matter. There's that, and then this, and then play this. Gulch you? I would like to Gulch you, please. Alright, combat. Deck. Imagine doing all this and they just have like a removal spell for Nissa when I go to kill them. Oh, man. Okay, so control. We're going to do something very similar to the last time. Grazer's out. We can kind of assume they have Narset, right? And cut the Pitiless Carnage. And then maybe like the 4th copy of Scapeshift could go. Because we're bringing in additional threats with Sheoldred anyways. But yeah, even though the record feature is not working, you should be able to utilize the record command. Nice land, by the way. Okay. Okay. This hand plays. Do I put back this second Thoughtseize? Or what if I put back the Maestros Theater on the draw? We are a 27 land deck. Because I just want to keep Vinelasher and Scapeshift. Like, this can just be a kill. Helga plus Tolarian plus Crab plus those kind of dudes. Tolarian meaning Tolarian Terror? Yeah, I don't know about that. So we just take Buster, then Narset. This is maybe a little bit worse if they draw a counterspell, because they just counter the second Thoughtseize. But our hand doesn't even really care that much about Narset. They have the Iron Craig in their deck. Okay, interesting. Still going to take the Narset. And this is kind of what I was talking about with just turn 3 kick Vinelasher, turn 4 Scapeshift with not much else. The problem with Free Strider Lookout is it only triggers once off of the Vinelasher. And I don't know if there's enough stuff that triggers Free Strider Lookout without Vinelasher. Like, maybe there's a different build that's less in on the landfall stuff and just playing more. It's like Black-Green Crimes that just has a couple Vinelashers to trigger crimes. But this one is more focused on Vinelasher than it is crimes. But it's possible there's a different version. I could see that. Alright, just don't have drawn a counterspell for my Scapeshift, please. So there's that. All right, Scapeshift. Will the Scapeshift resolve? Combat first? No, because that's worse if they have Shark Typhoon. I also want to see if they have like a removal spell for one of the Vinelashers. Okay, it's a good sign. It's no longer a good sign. To be fair, they have no cards in hand, so they do have a Bankbuster, though. How much better is Pillage the Bog than a Cash Grab effect? Remind me what Cash Grab does. That's the mill 4. You get a permanent, right? 3/4, huh? Well, it can't be the 3/4. What is it? Mill 4, you get any permanent? It's a exclamation point card, Cash Grab. Mill 4, permanent from among the cards into your hand. So it gets Vinelasher. Basically gets everything but Scapeshift. Could be interesting. What are they playing? I have no idea. They're like some kind of Yorion, blue-white, Bankbuster, Restoration value deck, I guess. But it's not like actual blue-white control. I like that their Field of Ruins don't do anything. That is nice. I like that for me. Give me an Analyst or a Scapeshift. Either one of those would be acceptable. I mean, I guess I'll take a fetch. Do you think they put a draw step stop because they thought they could field me? No, 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 no. No, no. What is this? When you cast this spell from your hand, copy it if you control an artifact, then copy it if you control an enchantment. Return a permanent to its owner's hand. Jesus Christ. Okay. I've never seen that card in my life before. Noted. 3 copies, by the way. Jesus. Oh yeah, we got this is the chef mirror match. Well, I mean, I guess I'll cast this and play this. I'm gonna hold the fetch land in case we draw another Vinelasher. Your turn. We get a bunch of 2/2s. It is really expensive on summon. I mean, it did give them a lot of power. It gave them a 2-turn clock. I think I'm actually going to trade here. I don't really care about the Cobra. My thoughts on blue-white flash with Swan. So what, like Swan, Spell Queller, Aven Interrupter? Yeah, I mean, that's probably just worse than playing Spirits, right? You thought it was a feeder? Avacyn? Are we trying to play Avacyn and Pioneer right now? Alright, give me a Scapeshift. They're dead to a Scapeshift. Scapeshift me. Scapeshift me, please. I mean, it's pretty good. I'll cast it, if you insist. Oh, wait, I should have played the theater first. I'm stupid. What am I doing? I should have played the theater first. Yeah, I should have played that first. That was really bad. Alright, go. We're at 6. So I missed, what, 2 damage there? Well, it's 2 because the fetch and then getting it back fetches again, so I missed 2 damage. Do we have a lot of draw power in the deck? I mean, I have Pitiless Carnage, but I decided to cut it because they had Narset. So. But I have 2 Pitiless Carnage and 2 Pillage the Bog. Maybe there should be more. But I don't know how to make room for more of that stuff. It's like, it's very, very difficult to find space for everything you want to play in this deck. Amdrion, thank you for the 7-month resub. Welcome back, Amdrion. Thank you for the tier 1 sub. Is Elvish Reclaimer something you could play in this deck? What would be the point of Reclaimer? The thing about a card like Reclaimer is it's good if you have utility lands, but we don't really have utility lands per se. I mean, I guess it's just more damage with Vinelasher, which maybe is fine. Okay. I mean, I'll deal you 2 more. 2 to the board wipe land. What is the board wipe land? Okay, I only have 3 fetchables left, so that could be kind of awkward. This thing has Vigilance, right? Jesus. Alright, Vigilance acquired. Good against the Wandering Emperor. Oh, Blast Zone. I guess, but it's a colorless land, which is kind of awkward. It is kind of cool if you can, like, Scapeshift into Blast Zone with Spelunking in play, and then you can immediately activate it. They did actually have Emperor, too, so that's kind of funny. I mean, Grazer does let you kill on turn 3, but maybe you just don't need to kill on turn 3. I think this is game 2, right? We're up a game, if I recall correctly. Okay, Buster. We're coming in the red zone. Opponent's busting over there. Okay. Do I now have to chump block? I sure do. That sucks. So draw another Vinelasher would be nice. Definitely not modern. Alright, give me a lizard. Lizard me, please. Not quite. Alright, game 3. Game tree. I mean, they have Narset, but maybe I still want to keep in the Pitiless Carnage, even though they have Narset. Could trim, like, one of each of these and play these. We just need more ways to find combo pieces. Okay, so black mana, Vinelasher, Cobra, Thoughtseize. This hand's good. We go Storefront first. We mult the 5 again. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take anything I can get at this point. Black mana secured. I think we just Cobra here, right? Yeah, we just Cobra. Cobra. And then if we find a fetch land, we can go Thoughtseize into Nissa, which is kind of cool. Seems like you may need 4 Pillage or some kind of tutor. Yeah, I almost wonder... Oh. Well. I mean, I guess we didn't even need a fetch land. We could have just went land plus Thoughtseize. Well, now we can't do that. Awkward. This card's actually, like, kind of good against me. It makes me kind of just want to play Vinelasher this turn. Yeah, let's do that. Because I just want to have this thing in play. I want to resolve this when they can't counter it, you know? Am I going to be playing any standard with this set? I will at some point. I don't know if it's going to be this week or next week, but I do definitely want to play some standard with this set. It looks interesting for sure. Okay. And we can just kill the Narset, so that's not even that big of a deal. Reveal Sunfall, which we have Thoughtseize for. Okay. And also, notably, they cannot cast Sunfall next turn. So... 1, 2, 3... If I play Fetch Land, I only have 5 mana, so not quite enough to play Lumra. Should I Thoughtseize or should I Nissa this turn? Interesting. Let's start by killing Narset. That's the easy part. But yeah, for Standard, I do want to play... I definitely want to play some Standard. I mean, even if I wanted to play it right now, I couldn't because Arena is borked. But at some point, yeah, I'll play some Standard. I can't do both because they have High Noon. If I don't cast Thoughtseize, it's really bad if they have Verdict. So I think I'll just cast Thoughtseize. What's this do? I mean, I just take the Sunfall, right? Yeah, I just take the Sunfall. I could just play into the change the equation, because I have 2 Nissas anyways. Green, this gets black. And every fetch land deals them 4 damage. Like, sure, it sucks that I can't cast the Nissa, but... And the other option was take the change the equation, hope they brick, and try to resolve Lumra next turn, which is reasonable, but... Ooh, that's kind of nice. What does this thing do again? Counter a spell with mana value 2 or less. Offspring does not change the mana value, so they still could counter the Vinelasher if I do that. So... let's go to combat. Is there a reason we aren't playing with Fabled Passage? So there is. The reason I'm choosing to play all SNC fetch lands over Fabled Passage is because when you are... the turn that you're going off with Scapeshift, if you don't have a Spelunking in play, then you aren't able to sacrifice the Fabled Passages. But the nice thing about the SNC fetch lands is they sack themselves even if you don't have Spelunking. So that's kind of the reason why we're not playing Passage. Now, it's possible that you want to play a mix of SNCs and Passage, but I'm not sure if that's right. I'm going to cast the Lumra pre-combat, because if they counter it, they can't play anything in combat, since they have the High Noon. And if they don't counter it, they're dead, so...
Bruh.
Yeah, it looks like they're still dead. Was that good? That was pretty good, right? 1 removal spell? Not good enough. Alright, play first. That's a lot of scape shifts. We are doing the shifting. Become the shifter, not the shifty. I mean, I guess. I don't know if this hand's good enough, but... Upgrades equals Scorchbitter. Hey, don't forget about Viashino Pyromancer. Did you guys know that I found this out the other day? Viashino Pyromancer has been errated from Viashino to Lizard. And I personally, I'm not a big fan of that. I think that's a massive L. It's my favorite Viashino. My favorite Viashino... what was the OG? The 4-2 that went back to your hand? RR1, 4-2, haste, ETB, or end step bounce into your hand. Sandstalker, yeah. That's the OG. Have we gotten there yet? The Define gotten there. We're getting somewhere. Yeah, Cavernous Soul still out of cave, by the way. Alright, let me go to Scryfall. Let me show you this banger. Viashino Sandstalker. This guy. But not the shitty 9th edition art. Give me Visions. Oh yeah, look at that thing. RR1, 4-2, unaffected by summoning sickness. At the end of any turn, including your opponent's, returned Viashino Sandstalker to its owner's hand. Also, summoned Viashino, not summon Lizard. Hello. Alright, that's a Sorin. I don't like that. Well, we're dead, so that's cool. Anyways. Should get another green, I guess. Green. Here. Green. Nice. Alright, you can go. Couldn't hit an analyst there, huh? Couldn't hit an analyst for me? No? Thoughts on a more low to the ground Rakdos deck with the Viper? So I have a Rakdos deck with Viper, but it doesn't have any of the sack elements. Which we'll probably be playing today at some point. So counter there, take 10. Do I have any outs? I don't know. We'll figure that out when we that's like future me problem, you know. No, the cycle is new deck, get paired against Amalia, then delete. Amalia's the I'm okay with vampires. At least vampires kills you quickly, you know. Like you know when you're dead. Amalia, on the other hand, it's a different story. All right. Speaking of when you're dead, we are in fact dead. So Pip me, Grazer out. Push not very good. Thoughtseize could be okay. But I'm just going to try to ignore most of their shit and just have pick your poison for Bane Ripper. What do you think should get banned from vampires, if anything? It's a really hard discussion to have, because, like, you can't just ban one single card in Pioneer and hope that, and assume that everything is going to be okay. Like, that's just not the reality. If you do anything, you have to ban, like, a card from 5 different decks, which I don't think they're willing to do. So I think we're kind of stuck in this spot for a while. But I don't know. This hand seems not quite good enough. Okay, can work with this. This is a hand that I can work with. Yeah, I mean, if you tasked me with, like, if my goal was specifically to ban X number of cards to make the Pioneer format more enjoyable, I would ban Treasure Cruise, Sorin, Wild Growth Walker, or Amalia, one of those two, it doesn't really matter, and Cruise. And then we'll, like, see where the format goes from there. But I know that's asking a lot, and I know that a lot of people think that's kind of unreasonable, and I respect those opinions. I think that is a lot to ask. Okay, Blood Tithe Harvester, huh? Kind of awkward that I don't have the 4th land in hand. But the question is, do I play Scapeshift? Okay, let's think about this. So if I cast Scapeshift, I get 3 fetch lands, which is 6 mana. And then what can I do with 6 mana? I can pillage with 4 floating and hit... Not much, right? Well, what is again? I guess I can go like... So cast Scapeshift, float 6, pillage 4 floating, find another Scapeshift, but then I still don't have the Vinelasher in play. It's like... I think I'm just going to do this and hope to draw land. Because they can only kill one of the Vinelashers, which is good. Theoretically, if they have, like, Sorin, if they don't have a push. Okay, well, give me an untapped land. Not quite. It's good for next turn. No attacks there. See how much more removal they have for these two. If you didn't know, you can subscribe to the channel for free with an Amazon Prime sub. Get access to amazing emotes, such as Doom Thor, and access to unlimited ad-free viewing. Oh no! Okay, we still have the token, though. That's bad, though. That is very, very bad. It's time for the end. They're probably dead if they have push. Okay. That's something. $13. So I can put them to 1. I mean, I'm going to, right? Oh, wait, they come into play untapped. I forgot about that. I should have floated a mana. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I forgot that it came into play untapped. So what I should have done was floated a mana. So we're going to get basically 2 of each plus 1 additional, right? We get additional forest, I guess. Because this gets black, this gets green. So they're at 2. Hold. Okay, so that doesn't kill them, because we've already played a land this turn, right? But I could put the Gulch in hand, so that even if they draw Fatal Push, we still have lethal. If I floated 1 mana. It wouldn't have mattered, right? Oh, because I could have cast the Scapeshift? Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. If I had floated a mana, it would have been fine, but... I mean, if they're at 1, and we have a desert that deals them 1, like, how do they get out of there? Like, I don't know what they could draw at this point. Shelly doesn't do it, because they can't... I guess they could, like, Shelly plus Blood, maybe? Sorin Lifelink. Oh, it's true. Why'd you have to say anything? Why did you have to say that? Okay. Well, to be fair, I should have won this game and floated a mana. That one's on me. That's my bad. We definitely should have won this game. I just forgot to float a mana. So we count that as a W, even though it's going to be a loss. We do count that as a dub. Theoretically, we would be going to game 3. Now, that being said, beating vampires in the draw is still pretty difficult, but... Alright, it's fine. I just forgot that I had the Spelunking. Forgot that my lands were coming to play untapped. Alright, play first. Okay. We're going to need a couple more lands, but this hand's got potential. Just going to need the MTGO gods to... Just a couple of lands, you know? Just a couple. 2 to be precise. I can live with that. Pillage might as well be a land, right? Alright, our opponent has decided to show up and play Magic. After 7 minutes. Fanatical Firebrand, huh? Okay, note to self, do not play X1s. I mean, I might have to play X1s, but... Uh-oh. Okay. Green or black? Green or black? Probably green, I guess. We need to find a Nissa, though, because they can just kill the Lotus Cobra with Firebrand. It's possible I was supposed to force that trade. I'm not sure. Okay, so this only pumps +1/+0. I mean, I'm gonna block. I'm going to block. I'm sure they're killing this with something, but that's also fine. Okay. Fetch is nice. So we go Cobra Fetch, so Cobra Fetch plot. Make black mana. This, get Swamp. Make black mana. Alright, if they don't kill my Cobra, I think I might be able to kill them next turn. So, if you could do me a favor and not kill my Lotus Cobra, that would be very nice. I would really appreciate that. Okay, it appears that our opponent did not agree to the terms and conditions. So... Can I go for it this turn? No, I think I have to wait till next turn. So let's go here, get a forest. And then at least next turn we can sack all 5 lands and try to find land 6 for Lumra. Scapeshift for 5 gain lands. Well, I kind of want to save the Scapeshift in case I find Vinelasher now. Maybe I don't need it, because I have 2 Lumras. Am I going to need Eternal Weekend? I don't have plans to. I would like to, but I don't know if I can acquire a Legacy deck. But I certainly would like to. Pillage, huh? Pillage. Pillage. Okay, so we sack 4. Because I don't want the Lumra to die, right? Obviously, it's a little greedy. Like, we're more likely to miss if I only sack 4. But I kind of don't want the Lumra to die, so let's just do that. Alright, I need an untapped land, please. Okay, untapped land acquired. So, now... Ooh. Can I Nissa first? Hold on a second. So 5 mana. Nissa down to 2. Fetch up to 4. Scapeshift, which only is for 2, which only generates 4 mana. So Scapeshift is break even on 2 lands. Yeah, so we just have to go here and cast Lumra. I mean, we're gaining 6 life, so... what is this? I have 1 black and 2 green. Okay, I think we're going to be out of fetchables at this point, but... it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I mean, we just need to find another Pitiless Carnage, right? I mean, they could still easily kill us through 1 blocker at 13 life, especially with, like, 2 Battlecry Goblin activations. Actually, I might just be dead to that itself, right? They go Charger, double activate, I block Chain Whirler, and they take 4, 7, 10. Yeah, I think it's still lethal. Now it's definitely lethal. We have a Scapeshift combo. Well, we didn't have it last turn because we didn't have the Vinelasher in play. If we had a Vinelasher, that was a different story, but we didn't draw the Vinelasher, so... Alright, Trophy not very good. We could bring in, like, Gargaroth and or Sheoldred as just additional stuff to put onto the battlefield. Push is also very good. Definitely not these cards, though. So we can just shave on some of this stuff. Cobra's kind of bad against Chain Whirler. 1, 2... Like, what else do we even cut, though? I just don't know. One of these, maybe, for 3 push. Try something like this. That's the problem with decks like this, is it's very, very hard to sideboard. Like, I never ever know what I'm supposed to cut. Get lured away by Anzid's legacy title. Sounds good, Rosie. Okay, this does not get green. I repeat, this does not get green. So we have 4 green cards and 3 swamps. I think that means we should probably take a mulligan. Good hand. Alright. Good enough. I think I'd rather have double... I guess I'd rather have double black with this hand. I don't know if I actually care about this card, but I just want to use my mana. I think we're going to do a little plotting. A little bit of a plot action. Yeah, maybe I should be cutting more Cobras against them, especially because they have Chain Whirler and the Mock Fanatic. I could buy that. I don't know, the Cobra is very good for going fast. Like, when you need to kill people quickly, Cobra gives you that redundancy you're looking for. So, it definitely serves a purpose. I think I'm going to wait a little bit on the Pillage, because I might want to go Analyst first and then Pillage. Oh well. Didn't mill any lands off that. If I block here, they can sack the Scamp to kill the Analyst. That's kind of why I didn't want to block there, but maybe I should have. Spelunking. Alright, what are we looking for here? I'm not gonna lie. I think we're in a bit of trouble right now. Drawing Scapeshift wins. Well, I can't cast Scapeshift. Does anything get me out of this? We can Fatal Push the Battlecry Goblin. Plus play Spelunking. I think that might be our best option. Okay. That could maybe do something. Maybe. Not 100% positive, though. Go there, plus activate. Alright, I'm dead. Dead. I think we could play 2 copies of Dread Presence as extra scuffed, extra Vinelashers, and maybe be okay. So Presence. So here's the problem with Presence. It only specifically counts swamps, which we don't actually have a lot of physical swamps. Now, maybe that just means that we need to build the mana base differently or play Urborg. But then if you're playing Urborg, then it's only good with if you have Scapeshift. Because, like, you're not going to play a ton of Urborgs, you know. So it would be good with Scapeshift, but what happens when we don't have Scapeshift? Still could be okay, though. When I ever play Vinelasher first, I guess I'll give myself the opportunity to. But I don't think I would. That's why they're scuffed. Yeah. They are definitely scuffed. But then at that point, it's like, do you not think that Retreat to Hagra is just a better card? Because then it wouldn't require you to play Urborg, and is better in the games where you don't have Scapeshift. Like, I feel like at that point, I'd rather just play Retreat. And look, I'm not trying to say that Retreat's a good card, but it is redundancy, which is kind of what we're severely missing. We just need some additional way to kill our opponent that doesn't, like, because you don't draw Vinelasher every game, right? As clearly evident by the games that we're playing. Alright, second green or second black? I think second green, but it's close. It is very close. 2 Hagra max on Bogs. Max on Pillage. Yeah. Is it possible that Pitiless Carnage should not be in our deck? I could buy that. But then Carnage kind of makes stuff like Lumra and... Like, Carnage does make Lumra and Analyst a little bit worse. Can go Nissa Pillage. Or I could just go Vinelasher here. Because I don't want to cast Pillage. I want to save the Pillage for a little bit later. Okay, we deal them 4. You haven't cast Carnage yet, even when you could. We cast it last match. It was okay last match. Opponent discards Takenuma and mills 3 cards and passes the turn. It's a good card. Invoke Despair. What was this again? Creature Enchanted Planeswalker. Okay, so we sack the... I'm a psychopath. I'm gonna play around main deck the end. Even though I don't think there's a world where they have that card in their main deck. Just in case. So what are we looking for here? A land, probably? I guess sacking the copy is better against Follow-Up Edict. I don't know, these decks sometimes have the end in their main deck. So we can find land and play Nissa. Has to be an untapped land, which it was. We go Nissa here. And this is nice if they have Extinction Event, because I have an even and an odd. Okay. Okay, we're cooking. We're doing some cooking. We're doing a little bit of cook. A little chefery. The chef has left the kitchen. Okay. This would be really bad if they had Sheoldred the Apocalypse. I mean, if we could play Fields of the Dead, you bet your ass I would. They don't let me play with that card though. Look, you can trust me with Field of the Dead. I can be trusted with that card. I cannot be trusted with Gifted Aetherborn though. All right, Mox Field should be updated. 2/3 by the way. All right, what's the plan? They're 12. Are they just dead? No, they go to 1. But we can Carnage and probably find lethal from there. Yeah. It's not a guaranteed kill, but it's a very likely kill. One, 2, 3, 4. I only have 5 fetches left. Okay. Well, I guess we'll do that then. So this puts them to 2, and we get 10 mana. And we can cast Pitiless Carnage with 6 floating, which is enough to play Lumra and the other one. Lumra and or the thing. Analyst. Found the Nissa. It's not quite good. So there's 3 green and 2 black. So we have to get 2 swamps. Go there, make black. Go there. Make black. Man, what a hell of a card Vinelasher is. That's a magic card, all right. Iridescent Vinelasher is certainly a magic card, I'll tell you that much. Definitely a magic card. Okay, so what happens when I brick on this Pitiless Carnage? I guess I just lose, right? I mean, I'm gonna do it. I probably sack the Nissa too. Surely I can't miss, right? Okay, I didn't miss. I was like, dude, if I actually did miss, that would have been hilarious. Can you imagine I missed there? Brother, you are dead. You are extremely dead. 2 life, by the way. You gonna maybe click on the triggers? Come on. What are we doing here? Does this work? Save targets. Okay. Screen cap that? That would have been a good screenshot, yeah. Okay. Opponent has been defeated. So they're playing mono black. What do we have against a mono black strategy? They probably have a lot of anti-combo stuff, right? Like Necromentia and things like that. I don't think they're Waste Not. I think they're just like normal mono black mid-range. Which means I probably don't want to bring in the Pick Your Poisons. Probably going to bring in these, though. Just as additional threats if we get Necromentia. Yeah, they're not a Waste Not deck, though, so I don't want to bring in Pick Your Poison. Gargaroth might be okay. Just like additional threats in case we get Necromentia. And then we definitely don't want the Grazers against them. I guess I can trim on like 1 Lotus Cobra, maybe? Try that. Well, Shelly doesn't fade push. To an extent, it does. You know what's really nice about this version? Because our mana base is almost entirely basics. We get to turn off their angle of Field of Ruin plus Fatal Push. To an extent, right? Because they can field one of the fetch lands with the trigger on the stack, which does give them Revolt. I mean, I got the Gulch. Gulch secured. Opening hand Gulch, can't lose. Can't possibly lose. You ever wake up in the morning sometimes and you want a Gulch? Me every day. Spitfire Legak. Wait, that's just the Hawk-Tuah girl, right? Okay, not a bad draw. I'll take that one. Take 1, please. I would like to note that the Scapeshift combo has not come up once. Not a single time. Now, I don't know if that necessarily means that we shouldn't be playing the combo, but it has yet to come up yet. A PT invite for the Hawktua girl? Yeah, a sweet. We gotta bring back special invites for Hawktua. Breacher. Preacher Enjoyer spotted. I mean, I'm just gonna put 4 Vinelashers into play and hope that's good enough. Yeah, that's a good point. We haven't really had Spelunking in play that much. Or, I guess I should say we haven't drawn Scapeshift plus Spelunking yet. I mean, honestly, I'm just gonna do this. Alright, take 8. Take 8, please. I play 1 land and I deal 8 damage to you. Not bad. Sure. Black mana. I mean, I'm just gonna race them. Every single land I play deals them at least 4 damage. Man, I am like, the more I play with Vinelasher, this card is fucked up. I don't know exactly like what the best shelf is for it, but Vinelasher is insane. And I think that card definitely has a lot of potential. You think it's maybe good enough for Modern? Yeah, potentially. I'm just worried about, like, 3 mana being a little bit too much, but it could be. It definitely has potential, for sure. Well, the Offspring doesn't dodge Bowmasters. Alright, I play my land, and I deal you 4 damage. Is that good? Big Garg's coming in hot. If they have a removal spell for Gargs, it could be awkward. Although, they might just die to Lumra. Like, we're not... I mean, is it mill 4, right? Surely I'm not gonna miss a single land on 4 cards, right? That would never happen. I'll just take this. They go to 10. I know it's like kind of insane, but I think it's right. I guess it's really bad if they drew Swamp plus Thoughtseize. Okay, mill me a land, please. I think that's good enough. What do you think? You think that's good enough? That'll do. That'll do. Okay. Well, I mean, that was nice. Jeez, that was nice. What are they? They revealed Giganta. I wish I knew what Giganta meant. It's probably some kind of Gruul deck, right? This hand's a little slow. It's got some slowness problems. Let's keep it, though. I mean, it could be anything, really. Could be Phoenix. I have seen people play Giganta Phoenix, but I think that is a huge mistake, by the way. Like, cutting the Time Walk seems insane to me. I have once again bet all my channel points on a win. I will do my best, Shardless Rhino. Okay, Blackleaf Cliffs. Rakdos Sack. You know what's kind of funny about the Rakdos Sacrifice matchup? These are not very good against Mayhem Devil. Not great. Not the best. Snake. No, Viper is double black, right? They can't play Viper with Giganta. Yeah, it looks like just Rakdos Sacrifice. Viper is 1 black. I thought it was 2 black. What am I? Oh no, I was thinking of Torgar. That's what I was thinking of. Because when I was building the sideboard for the Viper deck last night, I was like, you know, I can't play Giganta, but it was because of Torgar, not because of Viper. Yeah, I was going to play the Snake deck next. Kind of rude. Kind of fucked up, actually. Why would you do that to me? Opponent wants to take a look at my snake. They even got mana from the Cobra. Value. Mm-hmm. Deadly Dispute. At 14. I mean, we got time. We definitely got some time. We have less time if they have Mayhem Devil, but they probably don't have Mayhem Devil. Don't devil me, bro. Why you gotta make me look like a liar? In front of all of these people. They're gonna make me look like a big fat liar. Why are they doing this main phase? I am confused. So they just wanted to F6. Do I have any outs? I would assume that I don't have outs, but we can try. Yeah, Scapeshift also very good against Mayhem Devil. Okay. So take this, play this. Yeah, we can't even go for the combo, because the combo involves casting Scapeshift over and over again, which we just can't do when they have Devil in play. So I think we actually just can't beat Mayhem Devil. That might be a flaw in deck building. Perhaps could be an issue. And these are mandatory, so I can't even choose to not sack them. Okay. Maybe there's a chance? No, I don't even think so. Because even if we got Chump Block Devil, take 2, go to 6. They sack Cap, put me to 5, sack 4, ETB 3, 2. Yeah, I don't think I have any outs. Because I just can't cast the Scapeshift. Alright, we appear to have located an issue with our deck. We have located one specific card that we cannot possibly beat. It's an issue that can be resolved. Can bring in some Fatal Bushes. What the shit is this? Oh, they have Pitiless Carnage? Okay. Okay. Touche. Touche. I'm with you. I'm with you. I might need their deck list. Alright, push in, Grazer out, submit. Lotus Field, huh? The Lotusy. I think this is good enough. Maybe. Although, the opening hand Lotus Field's kind of awkward. This is kind of why I hate playing the 3 combo lands. Because whenever you draw them in your hand, it's not great. It's not ideal. It is free. Can confirm. As somebody who has Prime themselves, can confirm. It do be free. It's a Sheoldred's Edict. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just play this then, right? Wait, Lotus Field makes Scapeshift a lot worse. Didn't think about that. Might be another slight flaw in deck building. Just a small one. Look, I don't want to talk about it, alright? I don't want to talk about it. I refuse to talk about it. We are not going to discuss that last turn. We're just not gonna bring it up, you know? When to be at Lotus Fields, because I wanted a way to combo with Scapeshift that didn't need Vinelasher. So I added Lotus Field, Port of Karfell, and the Black-Green Desert Land. So you can combo in drawing if you draw Scapeshift plus the enchantment, then you can combo without needing the Vinelasher. Okay, that's a Viper. I don't think I'll be needing this Scapeshift anytime soon. I can chump block this, right? 1 to 10. Do that. 2, 3. So we go here. Play this. Make black. There. This gets forest. We go here, plot this, likely chump blocking the Viper. Probably just discard second Lumra. Discard Lumra, block here. I can also just take 10, right? Casting this Viper is looking a lot more possible than I thought. Well, I mean, just you wait until the next deck. If you are a fan of Vipers, then boy, do I have a deck for you coming up next. Oh, right. It has 2 counters on it now. I mean, I guess I'm gonna take 4 then. God, this card's sick. I forgot that it got a second counter on it. So now I have to do this 3 times next turn? How do I do that? I'm just gonna die. What the fuck? Dude, the Viper is cracked. Oh my goodness. Can't beat it. Yeah, this card's insane. Definitely can't beat it now. All right, we're gonna play some Viper next match. I drew a tap land. It's lovely. Okay. All right. Too many tap lands. All right, Didge. Opponent's deck looked pretty sick though. Final thoughts on this deck. I really don't know. I mean, I think that this specific version, like going all in on the Scapeshift stuff with Vinelasher, was something that initially sounded like a good idea to me, but I think the big issue that we found is it's very, very difficult to set up combo kills when you only have 4 Vinelashers. So there's a potential way around that with like the Port of Karfell, Lotus Field, Festering Gulch combo with Scapeshift plus Spelunking. But I almost think the better idea might just be to play a couple of Retreat to Hagras, which maybe like play 2 of those to give you a little bit of redundancy on Vinelasher. But I don't know, this one probably needs a little bit more time in the oven. But if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, comment. Be sure to let me know what you thought down below. And everybody say bye, YouTube. I will see you in the next one.